Hello Dhruv, how are you? I hope you're keeping well. Well, I'm going to discuss 5 interesting news I came across today on 6th December 2024. Number 1, the Reserve Bank of India, which is the central bank of this country, has taken few measures. That is, they have maintained the same repo rate of 6.5% and reduced the cash reserve ratio CRR by 50 basis point to 4%. What it actually does is it injects 1.16 trillion rupees into the banking system. The purpose is, number one, it enhances liquidity, right? Lowering the market interest rate and stimulating sectors like housing and infrastructure. Number two, inflation management, right? So the RBI is being cautious. They want to give an economic impetus and at the same time control over inflation. Inflation is a rise in prices of commodity over time, right? Now the future outlook is that if the inflation remains below 5, then repo rate cut further may be possible, right? Okay. The second news is farmer protest. Dhruv, are you aware that there is farmer protest going on? People are walking from Punjab and Haryana towards Delhi. They're marching and they are demanding guaranteed minimum prices for their crops and their agriculture and other agricultural reforms. Now, authorities, that is police, had to use tear gas and cut off internet services in certain area to stop coordination among protesters. Now, what are the implications? A, there is a certain sector of people who are voicing discontent with government and are asking the government to revisit and reform agricultural support mechanisms, right? Number one. Number two, this is a tricky situation because it creates a political climate which may affect the upcoming elections. So parties need to be little careful. There's possible economic impact, that is, this protest could disrupt supply chain and affect agricultural productivity, impacting the broader economy, right? So the next news is assassination of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. He was shot dead at Midtown Manhattan using a rare Swiss gun, the Brugger and Thomet VP9, known for its quiet operations. The shooter was caught on CCTV camera firing the 9mm bullets with words deny, depose and defend written on them. Authorities are yet to apprehend the suspect. Now, what is the implication of this incident? Number one, corporate security. People at high positions are vulnerable and big corporations need to reassess and strengthen security protocol. Number one. Number two, the healthcare leadership had a sudden disruption because of the demise of this gentleman, affecting stakeholders' confidence. Number three, law enforcement. The use of this rare weapon and the suspect's evasion of police indicates a challenge to the security agencies and police to investigate and have a better surveillance system, right? The next interesting news is that there could be a potential ban of TikTok in United Nations. The Federal Court of Appeal has authorized the congressional ban of TikTok, which could affect within a week unless revised by the incoming administration. This ban stems from the national security concerns over TikTok's Chinese ownership. TikTok contested the ban and asserting that it violates their free speech rights, right? So there is a conflict which is going on between India, US and China, and there is tension, and this is one of the steps US has taken. Okay, it could have impact. That is, the US users could lose access to TikTok, resulting in shift of the TikTok to target other areas, right? And finally, the fifth news I'm going to talk about is Gadimai festival, which is a festival of mass sacrifice of animal, which takes place in Nepal, right? In this festival, thousands of animals are slaughtered as a part of Hindu ritual. And despite condemnation from animal welfare activists and legal interventionists, this practice has persisted. Now, this news is having an implication in terms of conflict between the cultural practices and animal rights, right? It highlights the tension between the traditional rituals and the modern animal rights movements, right? And legal enforcement point of view, it indicates a challenge for enforcing the animal protection law, right? And this is gaining international attention on the local authorities, who may have to reconsider whether to continue this practice or bring in some other alternate practice, right? So this is it for the day, Dhruv. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye-bye.